What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to be checking out some battles from a Twitch live stream that I had last week. So if you guys haven't followed me yet on Twitch, we do have a stream schedule. It's going to be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 7 p.m. GMT +1, as I do live in England. So basically the morning time for the US and the evening time for EU. Now the team that we are bringing today is ZyoniK, Metagross, and Conkeldurr. I decided to power up a Conkeldurr. I had a really good IV one, 15-15-14, that I decided to invest in, so we went for that. Now ZyoniK on the lead loses hard to Pokemon like Metagross or a Magnezone, for example. So Conkeldurr does well on the safe switch, applying a lot of pressure to that lead Pokemon. On top of that, it has access to Stone Edge, which hits hard, super effective damage against those flying type Pokemon that you will see, like a Dragonite, a Gyarados, or a ZyoniK. And we also have Metagross in the back. With shield advantage, Metagross can take out a lot of Pokemon in the meta, so that is kind of the aim of this team: either win lead or get shield advantage for Metagross endgame. If you guys want to know more about the team or stick around for a deep dive into one of the battles, be sure to stick around till the end. Alright, so getting into the first battle here. We are rank 9, 2800, so these games are going to be very, very sweaty. And we're going to be facing off against some opponents that you guys may know, like 20 Butters or 20 Butters. So shout out to him. He's a Twitch content creator. So we faced off against him on the live stream. Let's see how we do here. So we have ZyoniK on the lead versus a Haxorus. Very, very strong for us. So they got to swap out right away, and we see them swap out into a Metagross. This is where the Conkeldurr can come in. What's great is that counter damage really starts adding up, as you guys can see. We get a little bit of lag right there, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and shield right here, right? Meteor Mash. We do not want to get hit with that, but it is a Psychic, so a really spicy moveset right there, but that's okay. We can go into this situation, go for a Dynamic Punch right here. What we're hoping to do is either chunk the health of the Metagross or get a shield. So we do get a shield. That's still solid for us. Now, hopefully we can get to the Dynamic Punch in time. No, we cannot. They get to the next charge move. So we're going to go ahead and invest our shield. We can commit to the farm down right here with just counter damage. It does a lot, and we're going to be able to get to it and have a lot of loaded energy on the back end, which is really strong for a Conkeldurr because we do have Stone Edge and Dynamic Punch. So all depends on what comes back in. It's going to be the Haxorus right here, so we're going to go straight for the Dynamic Punch. Does a lot of neutral damage in the matchup. Hopefully we can get to another one in time, which we can. Fantastic. So hopefully this gets the final shield from our opponent, but we'll have to see. Dynamic Punch now coming through. Doesn't get the shield, so we take out the Haxorus, and the final Pokemon is going to be a Hippodon. Really spicy play right here. Hippodon has access to Ice Fang, Body Slam, and Earthquake as well, so we got to be really, really careful. We're going to go ahead and go for a Meteor Mash right here. This does a lot of neutral damage in the matchup. What I'm trying to do is time the Earthquake or force them to use the energy, which we're going to right here. They have to start throwing Body Slams. They cannot stay in this matchup too long because Charm is going to really start adding up. So it's going to come down to the wire, but they have to throw the energy, which is really important here for the Metagross in the back. So we're going to try to get to an Ancient Power. We can't, so a charge move now coming through. Going to be another Body Slam, but this Hippodon doesn't have a lot of residual energy, so it's going to be a real race. I tried to get the Ancient Power right there. We couldn't get it, and now Metagross is going to come back in. It's going to be a race to the charge move. He's got to get to the Earthquake. I got to finish off with fast moves, and that is going to be a good battle. Very, very well played. All right, let's move into the next battle here. So we have on this next one, we're facing off against MJ Shafiq, so shout out to him. One of the best battlers I've ever faced down in London. We have ZyoniK versus ZyoniK on the lead right here. Really interesting matchup because it depends on what they have in the back, right? But how I like to play this is what we do is we try to go for the Ancient Power first. What I'm looking to do is get a shield from my opponent or not do any damage. That's kind of, it's weird, it's counterintuitive, but we do get a shield, which is perfectly fine. Reason being, we do have Metagross in the back, so I like to come in and farm down. So we're going to go ahead and let the Ancient Power go through. It achieved my goal, and they swapped out into a Shadow Snorlax, which is perfect. The Conkeldurr can really come in and put a big hurt on this Snorlax. Counter damage is going to be doing a lot right here in the matchup. And they are going to be going for a charge move right here. I was trying to commit to the farm down, but I decided to throw the shield up right here. I'm hoping that it's not a Body Slam, and it's actually a Skull Bash. So that is huge for us. We can really commit to the farm down. I'm going to build up to another Dynamic Punch. I don't want to get hit with a Body Slam. So I'm just going to throw the Dynamic Punch after I basically have another full charge move almost ready to go. So now we're in even shields. So we'll have to see what comes in. That ZyoniK is likely going to be coming back in, so I got to switch fast. And the ZyoniK does come in, so we're going to go straight into the Metagross and start getting a hit on energy, and they're not swapping out, which tells me whatever's in the back might be weak to this Metagross. So let's see what it is. It's going to be a Swampert, actually. So we're going to go straight for Earthquake right here. Does a lot of neutral damage in the matchup, and hopefully we can get a shield or land it. We do get a shield. Great. Now what this is going to do is going to really set us up for the Conkeldurr with a shield to basically try to take this down. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let this Hydro Cannon come through right here. It's not going to do enough damage to take us out, but hopefully I can get to this Earthquake in time. No, we cannot. So I'm actually going to risk it right here, and I'm going to go ahead and shield this Hydro Cannon. Reason being, I think I can get to the Earthquake before they get to another Hydro Cannon, which I can. And now our switch clock is also back up. Remember, we saved all that loaded energy on the Conkeldurr, so we're going to go ahead and swap into the Conkeldurr now and go straight for the Dynamic Punch to finish off the Swampert. So really well played to my opponent right there, but hey, we had a lot of energy and had a lot of great counters in the back. So let's go ahead and move into the next battle. Alright, moving into the next battle here. This was definitely a fun team. Jonkus was in the chat on the Twitch live stream and he told me to try this team out, so we gave it a run here. So let's see, we have Togekiss on the lead versus Metagross. Really, really bad matchup. We got to swap right away. We're going to go ahead and go into the Conkeldurr right here. They're deciding to stay in, which is actually kind of troublesome because charge moves from the Metagross are going to do a lot of damage, so we have to give up a shield in this matchup and try to hope we can get shields on the back end against their opponents. They do decide to swap out into a Haxorus, which is actually kind of good and tough at the same time. Good because we can keep it away from our Metagross, and tough because it can do a lot of damage, right, with Dragon Claw and counter, and I really don't want to give up a second shield right here. I may be able to get to the Dynamic Punch, so we're going to go ahead and risk it. Hopefully I can get to it, and no, I cannot. One fast move away right there, which would have been really nice to get. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Togekiss and look to farm down and get a lot of loaded energy, and we hope that whatever they have in the back we can handle with that Metagross, and even in the mirror match, hopefully get ahead on energy. So charge move now coming through, just going to be the Night Slash. We're not going to shield right here. No reason to shield. We're going to be resisting all those charge moves. Now, we have a bit of loaded energy right here. We're going to go ahead and swap into our own Metagross for the mirror fight. And they're not swapping out just yet, but now they do, and they have a Snorlax. So this is actually a really tough situation for us. Meteor Mash does a lot of neutral damage in the matchup, but our Togekiss, or our Metagross, has to be able to handle the Metagross in the back as well. And now we're kind of locked in against a Snorlax, which is really tough. So hopefully we can get to this next Meteor Mash in time. No, we cannot. Charge move now coming through. It may be a superpower right here, so I'm going to go ahead and let it go through, but yeah, it was a superpower, so well played right there. We're going to try to overload a bit on energy, but we are still behind from our opponent, so we'll have to see if we can make any plays happen right here. We take out the Snorlax. They still have a shield. I still have a shield. Hopefully I can get to this Meteor Mash in time. This is going to be really crucial right here. We do get to the Meteor Mash, and hopefully my switch clock is back up. I'm going to have to swap right away and hope that Togekiss can get to a charge move before they get to 2 Meteor Mashes. That's really my only play right here. So first Meteor Mash is coming through. This is why it's really, really tough. I'm behind on energy right now. We're going to go ahead and shield that, and hopefully I can get to the Flamethrower in time. No, 2 fast moves away right there. So really well played to my opponent. It was a smart play by them to stay in with that Metagross and apply shield pressure to my Conkeldurr. So let's go ahead and move into the next battle right here. Okay, moving into the next battle. Let's see how this one goes. Yeah, that was a smart play, getting my shield early. That's what's great about the Conkeldurr is when you safe swap it in, you can get your opponent's shields, but if they decide to stay in just a little bit and get your shield as well, it's really tough. We have a solid lead right there against the Garchomp. They swap in a Togekiss, actually, so this is great. We can come in with the Metagross right now. We're just going to start loading up on energy. Now, I don't want to give up a shield as well, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the Meteor Mash. Reason being, it could get to a Flamethrower in time, and I don't want to have to give up a shield and or not shield, right, and let the Garchomp farm me down, because I want to maintain switch advantage with the Togekiss versus the Garchomp, because there's really not a lot it can do to me. So Sand Tomb now coming through. We're not shielding. Fantastic. We're going to go ahead and go for the Meteor Mash. It does a lot of neutral damage against a Garchomp, which is actually really, really nice in the situation of it's kind of a counter to Metagross, but you can still hit back really hard. Now, they're going to try to commit to the farm down, but I don't think they can do it. Hopefully I can get to the Meteor Mash. No, I can't, sadly. Tough one right there. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Togekiss right here to finish off with 1 fast move. They are getting off a charge move right here. Gotta let it go, right? Outrage, Sand Tomb. It could be a Fire Blast, but it's just gonna be a Sand Tomb, which is fine. I gotta be prepared for the swap. Here comes the swap. It's gonna be a Metagross. This is great. We can line up that Conkeldurr right here. And we've seen this matchup before. Right, counter damage is going to outpace that Bullet Punch, so all we have to do is constantly shield whatever charge move they decide to throw, and we can probably finish this off with countering down. So we're going to go ahead and go for Dynamic Punch, right? It's going to do neutral damage in the matchup, plus they still have 2 shields left. So we're going to go ahead and throw that, and then now it's just going to be a race between fast moves, and actually it's going to get pretty close right here. I was thinking maybe I'm missing some fast moves potentially. As you guys can see in the top left, I had non-stop the white circle ball going off during a lot of my matchups, but yeah, that's okay. We're going to go ahead and go for another dynamic punch. They're going to have to shield right here, right? There's no reason why they wouldn't. Now it's going to be a race to try to finish off. Now, as you guys notice, I'm starting to fall behind, but they decide to throw their energy right there. So a slight misplay by my opponent. I think they could have committed to the farm down, but it would have definitely been risky, and now we're going to be able to finish off with Togekiss right here. They don't have enough energy to get off another Meteor Mash, and that is going to be a good battle. Well played to my opponent. All right. Moving into the next battle. Yeah, so I've been playing basically later at night, and that's when a lot of the USA decides to play, or the west side of the world, right? And I could tell that there was a lot of kind of server issues when I was playing, but hey, that's okay. So we have Togekiss on the lead versus Gyarados right here. Pretty decent matchup for us. Reason being, we can apply a lot of pressure with that Ancient Power, right? It does super effective damage, but the Aqua Tail and Waterfall damage will really start to add up, but as long as we can keep this thing away from our Metagross, I'm actually pretty happy with that. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Ancient Power right here. We do get a shield as well, which is really, really solid for us because this Togekiss is going to be able to get the Gyarados down to basically 1 HP and a Dream right there. So hopefully we can come in. I think I come in with the Conkeldurr right here. I'm hoping that maybe they go for a Crunch, but I'm guessing this is just going to be an Aqua Tail, plus getting ahead on energy with the Conkeldurr is really, really nice. And we can use Metagross as a safe swap, right? Gyarados is gone. So they decide to bring in Dragonite, so we're going to go ahead and swap out now into the Metagross, start getting ahead on energy, and we are going to see a Metagross versus Metagross fight. This is really awesome, right? We took out the hardest counter to our own Metagross, and now that we have ourselves set up in a 2 shield versus 1 shield situation, we're looking pretty solid. We're going to go ahead and just throw the Earthquake right away, and it lands. They were hoping for a shield bait, but in this situation, when I'm up 2 shields and energy, I'm just going to throw Earthquake straight away, and now Charge Move coming through. I believe I shield this one. It's just going to be a Dragon Claw. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go for Meteor Mash right now. This should be getting the shield from the Dragonite, right? It only has 1 shield left, and we're going to save our shield for the Conkeldurr. It does have Stone Edge, and we should be able to get to that in time. So we're going to go ahead and try to get to the Meteor Mash. No, we can't. They're throwing a Charge Move. We're going to go ahead and let it go. If this is Hurricane, so be it. If it's Dragon Claw, then we're going to go ahead and swap now into the Conkeldurr and then go straight for the Stone Edge right here in the matchup, right? Dragonite being that flying dragon typing, this is going to take super effective damage and going to be enough to finish it off right there, and that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. All right, moving into the final battle here, we have Togekiss on the lead versus another Haxorus. Really common Pokemon I'm starting to see. And they swap into a Snorlax, which is really solid for the Conkeldurr right here. Again, counter damage, Dynamic Punch is going to be doing a lot. They go ahead and decide to throw their energy. We're going to let this one go through, right? Body Slam would not KO, and that wasn't enough to be a harder hitting move. So we're going to go ahead and let it go through. We're going to go straight for the Dynamic Punch right here. Could have built up a little bit more energy. I think that would have been a better play on my end, but we're going to maintain that switch advantage, and we do get the Snorlax out of there. So Haxorus is going to be coming back in. This is where I could have potentially gone for another Dynamic Punch in the matchup, but we're going to go ahead and let this go through, right? Our goal is to maintain that switch advantage, Togekiss versus Haxorus, and then Metagross versus whatever's in the back. And I got to be ready quickly on the swap, hopefully whatever's in the back, but our switch clocks aren't back up yet, which means I can get ahead on energy. We don't have to shield as well. Now I know switch clock is back up for both me and my opponent, so they're going to swap right here, and depending on what they swap into, we got to play it correctly. So we are going to see Metagross come in, and you guys notice I'm not swapping out. That's because I have my own Metagross in the back, so in order to win this matchup, because they're ahead on energy, I got to go for this Flamethrower right here. We get the shield, and now we swap out. Fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our own Metagross, and now we can just go straight Meteor Mash right here, right? We don't need to be going for Earthquakes. Even though Meteor Mash will be resisted, we can go ahead and double shield and safely win this game. So Meteor Mash, we're going to go ahead and block it as well. We're going to build up to that Earthquake, and then we're going to go ahead and go for the Meteor Mash. Again, if they decide not to shield, so be it, but we are going to be putting a lot of pressure on the health as well. We do get a shield. That's solid for us. And then now we can safely go for the Earthquake. So now we're going to go ahead and shield ourselves. Don't want to get hit with that Earthquake. Meteor Mash does come through, which is fine. And then we're going to be able to get to that Earthquake in time. They swap out, actually, but we're able to not click the Earthquake right away. Great timely swap right there, but thankfully I didn't have enough energy for Earthquake just yet. And then we take out the Metagross right there, and that is a good battle. Well played to my opponent. Alright, so we are over here on pvpoke.com where you guys can check out team building, check out rankings, everything you guys need to know about PvP. So we have our team right here. We have Togekiss, Metagross, and the Conkeldurr. Now, Metagross does have Meteor Mash, which is a Community Day move, which is Legacy, but Togekiss and Conkeldurr don't have any Legacy moves right there. Now, overall, the team's coverage, bulk, safety, and consistency looks pretty strong and has great coverages on the meta. Like we see right there, Togekiss' biggest weaknesses are going to be Metagross, Mamoswine, and Magnezone. Those are going to be the most common ones that you guys will see. Having the Conkeldurr on the safe swap can really put pressure on them. Plus, Conkeldurr's weaknesses being some of those flyers, you can hit hard with that Stone Edge. On top of that, if you win lead and they swap into something like a Snorlax, that's where that Conkeldurr can come in and really dominate the matchup. And then Metagross endgame with 2 shield advantage or even 1-0 shield advantage can take on multiple Pokemon, which is really strong. Now, overall, the biggest weaknesses here on the team are Pokemon we really don't see a lot of, that being Typhlosion, Gengar, Charizard, Chandelure, but then Metagross as well is somewhat of a problem, but we faced that a lot today and we were able to handle that, right? We applied pressure with Flamethrower. Conkeldurr can go toe-to-toe against that Metagross in the 2-shield situation, and then Metagross as well in the mirror match can really handle that, right? Earthquake can one-shot, or Meteor Mash as well can really finish it off if it's low. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team, but we're going to go ahead and dive into the deep dive of one of the battles. Alright, we are going to head into a deep dive of one of these battles. It's actually going to be that last battle because I think there's a key situation that we want to address in this at the end of the battle. So we have Togekiss on the lead versus Haxorus. This is really, really strong for us. Haxorus is a pure dragon type Pokemon, right? Togekiss with Charm will absolutely destroy it. Plus, we are going to be resisting those charge moves that it will have, which is solid. They got to swap out right away. Now, they swap out into Snorlax. This is where Conkeldurr come in, and this is why we want to maintain switch advantage. We do not want to give up anything. We want to keep that Togekiss on top of the Haxorus right here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to apply a lot of pressure. Now, right here, I have Dynamic Punch. They just threw the Body Slam. So what I could do, right, is just over farm a bit, then throw the Dynamic Punch. But I actually just wanted to apply a lot of pressure right here. Plus, it actually pays off when the Haxorus comes back in, which you guys will see in a moment. So Dynamic Punch lands, takes out the Snorlax, and now Haxorus is going to come back in. So, well, hopefully we can get to that Dynamic Punch, but we can't right here. So look at the remaining health here of the Haxorus. So this is actually going to be pretty solid for us because we're going to go ahead and let the Dragon Claw come through, and this remaining health is actually going to be enough for our Togekiss to be able to farm down and have a lot of loaded energy for what is likely going to be a Metagross in the back, considering that Haxorus is going to be weak to Charm and Dragon type moves and Ice type moves as well. Metagross is probably the most common Pokemon in the back, and we also have 2 shields on both sides, which means we're going to need energy on our Togekiss in order to apply pressure on Metagross so that we can come into the fight. So we're going to go ahead and wait a bit, bring in that Togekiss right here, and start farming down. Now, my opponent and I swapped at the same time, which if you guys can see right here, the switch clock is not back up yet, so they can't swap out, which means we can just charm down and gain a lot of energy, as you guys are seeing. So they're throwing off their charge move right here before they go down, hoping to do some extra chip damage, which is fine. And now I'm prepared for the swap because I have to see what is in the back, and it's actually going to be a Metagross. So when I see Metagross comes in, I can't swap into my own Metagross just yet. Reason being, when they're ahead on energy, it's going to be tough for me to be able to come back from that, right? They could get to an Earthquake quicker, right? If we both go for Meteor Mashes and then go for the Earthquake, they're going to get to it quicker. So what I have to do is actually stay in this fight and go for the Flamethrower right here. If this lands, that's going to chunk enough health for my own Metagross to come in and just double shield and farm down. If it doesn't land and they shield it, now we have shield advantage, which is really important. So that energy that they got is not going to be enough. Now with the Togekiss, we do get the shield, which is fantastic. And now we can safely come into this matchup because they didn't get a lot of energy from us, but we do have 2 shield advantage versus them. So this is going to be really, really solid for us. Again, we can just go straight for Meteor Mash right here. We have to shield ourselves, right? We do not want an Earthquake to land on us. That'd be the worst case situation if we just don't shield and let an Earthquake land. So what we're going to do is we go for Meteor Mash right here. If they decide not to shield, that is still okay because it's going to do enough resisted damage to actually chunk the health. But since they shielded, now we're free to go for the Earthquake. But we have to be prepared, right? Their switch clock is coming back up, and we can see that in the bottom right. So the switch, or actually they're going to be just ahead of us. So their switch clock comes back up, but we actually finish off with the fast move right there, and now we can go for the Earthquake. So thankfully, that was a very well-timed swap by my opponent, but thankfully we didn't have enough energy for the Earthquake right there, and we're going to be able to finish off that battle, and that is a good game. So So I hope you guys enjoyed today's battles. I hope you guys come over and check out the Twitch live streams. Not only do we do Go Battle League on there, we also do raids as well, and we do some Among Us as well. Hopefully this weekend we can do Among Us with a lot of other PvP content creators in the community. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team, what you guys think about Conkeldurr. Have you guys invested in one yet, and how are your guys' battles going? I hope you guys have a great day, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.